And always for any vulnerable section, you can use this keyword trinity of social, political, economic empowerment. Okay, you have to be precise. See, try to think and try to write like a topper. Don't provide me with the generic points. So this is our formula of 70-30. So what will be the introduction? You will start with the gender justice. So here we have added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. Young India Lawyers Association case is basically a Sabrimala verdict where Supreme Court granted the permission to the women into the Sabrimala temple. Explain the constitutional perspective on gender justice with the help of relevant constitutional provisions and case laws. So what will be the introduction for this? Yes. What is our framework? Yes, as per our framework, what is our introduction? Definition. So what is the key concept in this question? The question is about what is the core theme? Gender justice. So what will be the introduction? You will start with the gender justice. What is the definition of the gender justice? Equality of gender. Okay, you have to be precise. See, try to think and try to write like a topper. Don't provide me with the generic points. Try to be always as precise as possible. That's the difference between a beginner and a topper. Okay, everybody knows the meaning of the gender justice. Okay, even if you have read the one single book, the Indian Constitution at work, you will also know the meaning of the gender justice. There is no rocket science in it. It's just how you write it. Okay, so always in your reading, in your talking, and in your writing, try to be as precise as possible. So gender justice refers to fair treatment of all genders, ensuring equal rights and opportunities. Okay. So this is your basic definition of the gender justice. Okay. So this is fine, but this is again a beginner level. So how will you make this definition as a topper level? Content is same, you don't change a word. But again, yes, how to make it like a topper? The best way, no, you don't add anything. Only for this content, you tell me how to make it like, yes, the presentation aspect, you simply make a colon and underline, and you underline the keywords. So gender justice is the fair treatment. Keyword is the fair treatment. You put a colon. That's it. Now it appears more like a topper. And then you provide the connecting statement. So what is the demand of the question? Constitutional perspective on the gender justice. So who determines the constitutional perspective? One is the legislature and second is the judiciary. So legislative action and judicial pronouncements have laid the foundation of gender justice in India. That's it. Even government policies also, yes. But the question is with respect to the constitutional perspective. No? That is, you have to talk about the constitution more. Yes, equality and equity also you can cover. Okay. So this is your the introduction. So you have the definition and you have a connecting statement. What else? Yes. Now, what is the demand of the question? You have to basically explain the constitutional perspective of gender justice with the help of relevant provisions and case laws. What will be the, again, always in the question, focus upon these words. Your subheadings will come with the word and. ठीक है, जब भी and word आता है आपका अपने आप there will be two headings. For example, the first heading here will be constitutional provisions. Yes. What are the, then how will you write? Yes. Constitutional perspective on the gender justice. How will you write? Yes. What are the constitutional provisions and how will you write? Articles, fundamental rights. Okay. Okay. Preamble. Okay. Okay. DPSP. Okay. So see what they have asked here. So there are two themes. What are two themes? One, constitutional provision. And what is the second? With respect to gender justice. Right? So you have two ways to go about it. One, make constitutional provisions as your subheading and elaborate how it goes for the gender justice. Or the second, you make a subheading out of the provision or the component of the gender justice. So what are the components of the gender justice? What are the components of the gender justice? Yes? Simply you classify it under the political empowerment, okay, or political, economic, social, environmental. For example, so constitutional provisions with respect to the gender justice, that is going to be your heading, and your subheading will be political empowerment. Under it you write the points. Equality, Article 14, equality and non-discrimination. This is your first point. Article 14 provides for equality before law and equal protection of law. Article 15 and 16 provides for positive discrimination. Example, reservation in government jobs. So various state governments have the women reservation. The second aspect, affirmative action or the affirmative action is also covered in the equality and non-discrimination. You can also write the representation aspect. Here also you can divide to the 33% in PRI by 73rd Amendment. And 33% in Lok Sabha and state assemblies. 106th Amendment. So this is your political empowerment aspect. What else? Next, social. What will be the provisions for the social empowerment? Yes. What will be the provision? Social will involve, so maternity leaves for women, that is not the constitutional provision, that is the act, Maternity Benefit Act. Social aspect involve your DPSPs. So what are the provisions of the DPSPs? Yes, Article 39 A and D. This provides for the equal access to livelihood and equal pay. What else? Article 42, maternity relief. Then, so this will, maternity equal pay principle will come into the economic aspect also. So you can add it into the, this aspect you can add it into the economic aspect. So rather than that, in DPSP you write Article 42, which provides for the maternity relief. Then second, yes, the fundamental duty to 51A, duty to respect the dignity of the woman. Then economic, with respect to the economic, you had Article 39A and 39D. So A provides for livelihood and D provides for, yes, D provides for the equal pay for equal work. Yes, free legal aid also you can mention. So this is how, so which one do you feel is better? So simply writing the constitutional provisions or going for the classification of it? Which one do you think will fetch more marks? Yes? The classification. Yes. So that's how you improve the presentation, and that's the proper way. So Vishaka guidelines and POSH are not constitutional provision. They will come into the second aspect. So relevant case laws. So second is the case laws. Again, go for the similar classification, or you can simply mention the case laws itself. Yes, what will be the case laws? Vishakha, Shaira Bano, Naz Foundation, Navtej Johar, Sabrimala verdict. Yes, Young India Lawyers Association, Sabrimala verdict. The one, again, some brownie points. Remember this, which will instantly fetch you extra 0.25 mark. There is a case of C.B. Muthamma versus Union of India. And always, if possible, try to mention the year of the case, 1979. So this case basically struck down provision of prior government permission before marriage. So before this, there was a provision where the women were required to take, or women working in the government service were required to take government permission before marriage. So Supreme Court struck down this. Yes, you can simply write CB Muttama case also. Yes. Now you come to the other judgments. जैसे for example Shahbano case. 1985, which provide for the maintenance rights. For Muslim women. Third, Vishaka guidelines. To combat workplace harassment. This later on transformed into the POSH Act. Then you can mention recent Sabrimala verdict. Young India Lawyers Association. Yes. What else? Navtej Singh Johar also you can mention. See, always remember, when they ask you question with respect to the gender is not limited to the male and female. It also involves the transgenders and the LGBTQ community. So you can mention the points with respect to them also. Okay? So in Navtej Singh Johar, decriminalized homosexuality. What else? So the Joseph Shine case also you can mention. You can also mention the Mary Roy case. So Mary Roy case basically was related to the equal inheritance rights to the Christian minorities. So these are all the cases. So here we have added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. And here 5 you can add one more. So Mary Roy case you can mention. Inheritance rights. Okay. Yes, Nalsa also you can mention. Young India Lawyers Association case is basically a Sabrimala verdict where Supreme Court granted the permission to the women into the Sabrimala temple based upon the principle of gender equality. Upheld gender equality. So basically the case involves that Supreme Court has a power. Okay, so it is called as doctrine of essentiality. So in doctrine of essentiality, what does Supreme Court does? The Supreme Court interpret the practices and the rituals which are essential or integral to that particular religion. And when some provisions or some rituals, if they are going against the either constitutional morality or constitutionalism, then Supreme Court struck it down. So under doctrine of essentiality, which was given by Supreme Court in the Shirur Mat case. So what constitutes the essential religious practices is determined by the Supreme Court itself. So under it, Supreme Court held that denying the woman entry into the Sabrimala verdict is not an essential religious practice. So Supreme Court struck down that practice and allowed the entry to the women. Yes, a recent verdict with respect to the same-sex marriage also you can give. Okay. Is it clear? So these are the case laws. Then what will we do after giving the case laws? Yes, our table format, brief, yes, because we will be following the 70-30 approach, right? Because the directive is explain, yes, way forward, but you are not highlighting any issue. How are you going to give the way forward? Way forward is given only when you highlight the issue. So first, highlight the issues, a table, issues, way forward. What are the issues? If possible, you write the year, that brings more precision. Yes, what are the issues with respect to women? We have already discussed this in the these discussions, the paper discussions. Yes, one, social morality. Example, patriarchy. Second, institutional bias. Hmm. Apply PIEs. Institutional bias. Example, yes. Hmm. You give the data on the female labor force participation rate or glass ceiling effect. Third, with respect to P, proxy representation. That's it. And then you provide the way forward with respect to the gender justice, early implementation with respect to political, early implementation of 106th amendment. One, you mention one scheme, increasing women in STEM. Example, PM Kiran scheme. Then to break the glass ceiling, what you need? Mentorship, support, and greater leadership roles. You have multiple way forward with respect to women. You can pick any three or any two each. And then you provide the way forward. So how will you provide the way forward? Sorry, how will you provide the conclusion? Yes. How will you conclude it? What is the best way for the conclusion? So always remember, I'm giving you one framework. I have found it into the answer of Srushti Dabas. Okay? So you simply do thus. Your core theme is the gender justice. So achieving, and what is the SDG related to the gender justice? Yes, what is the SDG? SDG 5. So achieving या फिर thus constitution and judicial interpretation provides the direction towards SDG 5 And yes, I will explain why you need to write the issues. And always for any vulnerable section, you can use this keyword trinity of social, political, economic empowerment. Yes. Okay. Now coming to the, is it clear? The conclusion? Any doubts with respect to the conclusion? No? Okay. So with respect to the issues and way forward, some have the doubts. So this is our formula of 70-30. So when your directives are the explain or the elucidate or discuss, we go bit beyond the demand. So about 20% of the space where you highlight the issues and way forward. Okay, that enhances the, or that shows the depth of your knowledge. And that's why we are doing this. If you see the answers of the, or that is the recent trend, if you see the answers of Aditya Srivastav, okay, in every question where he has provided the issue, he has provided the way forward. If you read some of his papers, you will find that he has just provided one way forward, but he has given the heading way forward and provided that one way forward. Okay, so it's very essential to do this. Can diagrams or flowcharts added in the conclusion? So this kind of the diagrams, yes, not the flowcharts. Basically, you are highlighting the keyword, trinity of social, political, economic. And you can show the diagram as well. That's also fine. Yes, this was a 15 marker question.